How's it going, guys? Welcome back to part 6 of our Rich Explorer playthrough. If you are enjoying this series, you're following along, make sure that you are subscribed, and let me know that you're enjoying by hitting that like button, leaving some feedback. Anyways, let's get into this. We just left off, and we had our 5th colonist join. It was kind of a really lucky last episode. We had 2 colony members join, and so really looking forward to what we're going to be able to accomplish going forward. With this many bodies, it's going to be super easy to build and construct. As you can see, we made a ton of progress. We are going to be able to finish pretty much every building in no time with this amount of colonists, as well as get some research going. We don't have any assigned right now, so we're going to prioritize things, prioritize our research. And so I do want to get some defenses up and some better options for our power, but I think right away we're going to knock out some of these really quick and easy ones at the beginning. I do want to have beer brewing going. It will help up the colonist mood. It'll give them some recreation, as well as make parties a lot better. And so we're going to focus on beer brewing first, and then we will start to move into some of the later technology. I think we might tackle out tree sowing and get cocoa as well, get some chocolate, but past that I don't think we'll need anything else in this area right away. Carpet making will come eventually, but it's not the most important thing to have. I'm also looking at where we're at right now, what we need to add, and what we really need to focus on is getting some beauty into this place. Once we get all of these bases built, the freezer mined out, we need to make sure that this place is actually clean and they're happy to be working here. And so we will set up a stonecutters table. This is going to really help us. We're going to smash all of these down to usable blocks, and then we will be able to make pathways, statues, etc., and have a little bit better of a material to work with and to build with. The better your pathways are. If they're made out of marble, which I believe we have a lot of limestone, we have a fair amount of marble and a lot of slate, and so if we're using the marble, it will make things really beautiful. So that would be good to have in the bedrooms, and that way they will be happier with the bedroom that they have, and it would just be better all around for them. Another thing that we should probably do just to get ahead on is to run power to each of these rooms. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like to, in Rimworld, keep my power lines as hidden as possible. I think they're actually quite ugly, and so I try to run them just along the walls so I don't have to actually look at them while I'm playing. So we will get them working on that, as well as I would like to switch over to lights and get away from torches, because they do use up quite a bit of wood resources to keep them all burning, and so we will be moving away from that as well. But until we get to that point, it does require a lot of steel, and we do have quite a bit of steel in our freezer as Rave is mining it out, so we will be able to stockpile on that slowly. We also have a cluster over here, and there is a cluster over here, so we will be pretty good on steel, but just want to make sure we actually have it and have what is more necessary before we start slamming down lights everywhere, because they do use a little bit. I've also thought of the best way to avoid colonists running in and out of our freezer. I think our best route would be to add a door right here instead of up here, and then make this a hallway, and then they should divert down into there, and whoever's cooking can just come in and out of the freezer as they need. That would probably be the best route to take, just to make sure that we're keeping on top of it. Cleanliness in our kitchen. We don't want to run the risk of food poisoning, and so we will do what we need to make that happen. So it'll look like that. We do also have quite a bit of notifications popping up here on the right side. So we have a quest, a stash of valuables. It's a low difficulty. It has a skill trainer for social and some hyperweave. It's pretty valuable stuff. I'm thinking we may try and do this quest. Now, I'm not normally the type of guy to do quests in this game, but it is fairly close to our base. How far... If we form a caravan to here, it would take 2 days and then 2 days back. We would pass through our friendly neighbor colony, so that may be an option to look at. We have 12 days to do it, so that would make it around 9 days before we decide that we actually want to do it. So we will leave that there. This cache of supplies, the Glitter World medicine would also be really helpful to get. It's a little bit more difficult to get that, but it's also something that we should keep in mind. For now, we're not going to worry about it. We will cancel out this caravan for now. Cancel. And get back to our colony. I want to make sure that we get everything under control here, and we also only have, right now, we only have 2 long-range weapons on our base. The rest is all melee, so we don't really want to leave these guys unprotected for that long. So we would want to get some ranged weapons in as soon as possible. Now that we are in this, I think it is time we add more simple meals. I want to have 2 per colonist. It is a full day's worth of food, so it would be good to have 1 day for every colonist, and they can work on that as needed. And Bowers has an infection here from the fire, which I didn't realize he actually caught on fire. Maybe that's why he wasn't tending to it, but we will get, who is our best doctor? Going to work. So our best doctor is, looks like Bianca or Blanca. Blanca is our best doctor. It's a tie between Blanca and Maxie. Maxie is hauling right now, but she should tend to... Yeah, she's got all the food back, so let's get her tending to Bowers. I don't really want Rave doing it, he's not as good a doctor. And I'm not too worried about the infection. We do have the Glitter World medicine still, and so he'll be able to crush through this, no problem. The immunity and the infection is about the same percent right now, but with the Glitter World medicine, that immunity will just soar past in no time. Just looking at how messy our stockpile room is, I think the next order of business will be to get the dining room set up. We did map this out in episode 3. We have a group of yaks that have joined. I don't see them on the map. Oh, this is one of them. Is it just one? So we did get 2 yaks, and we already had 1. So we might look at actually breeding the yaks. We have a male. We also have 2 females, so they should start reproducing fairly quickly, and then what we'll do is look at selling them to any colonists that actually come through, any other colonies that is, and usually you can get a pretty penny for any animals that you've been breeding, and depending on how fast they breed, it could stack up a large amount of silver pretty quickly, so it's good to have that. But yeah, as I was saying, it's super messy in this room. We do want some cleanliness around our research bench, so we are going to move that pretty quickly here. And then looking at what we have to research, I think having multiple sources of power would be good. There's not a lot of geothermal vents around our base right now we have none within our walls, and so we're going to stay away from that for now and try and operate with solar, a mix of solar and wind, and then we should have constantly charged batteries. We're going to start needing quite a bit more power now that we have the cooler almost ready to go, and so we're going to make that a pretty fast priority here. We will allow this now and get them working on that. Our psychic drone is also over, which is really good. But yes, let's go back to the dining room. We will map this out, and hopefully they start working on that pretty quickly. placement for doors would be maybe down here at the bottom, as well as one over here on the side and one towards our future rec room. This way they can go into our kitchen right away, grab some food, and get to work in whatever direction they need to go. We will reinstall all of our tables so that they're not eating in just a filthy pigsty of a room. Super important to keep their beauty stats up. The beauty stats of the area up. It affects their mood quite a bit, and so we'll probably get some nice marble in this room somehow. I'm not sure which way we will do that yet, but it is important to keep it up so that they maintain a good mood, and if they eat in the morning in a really nice dining room, it will up their mood going forward. And so we'll make that, we'll put as much marble as we can in this room and just up the beauty of it, and it'll give them a mood boost every day when they go and eat breakfast. I am also noticing that our stockpile room is now completely maxed out. Not the greatest situation to have, especially when we still have so much material to move. Even though this room is not refrigerated yet, I think we're going to go ahead, we'll set it to build, but we will have our colonists start moving stuff over now, and that will be just so there is more room in our stockpile room, and it won't be dedicated for food anymore. This will be strictly the only place we have food or smoke leaf, and we will not have any, once it's refrigerated, we won't have any deterioration going on. And so we're going to clear all, and then we're going to move over to foods, as well as plant matter, and that should be all that we want in here. And we've got solar panels researched. So like I was saying in the last episode, this is going to fly by super quickly. Now that we've so many colonists that have dedicated jobs. I'm thinking we do have year-round growing, so I'm not so much worried about hydroponics or there is a light that will grow indoors, so you can have constantly growing crops, but I'm not so much worried about it because we have year-round growing. I do want to get some trees growing pretty quickly here because we are starting to use up whatever's left in our base. With the amount of buildings that we still have to build, as well as walls, we'll probably max out on wood. So we're going to push them to get that done pretty quickly. We have a manhunting pack of raccoons. We'll slow this down. There is 2 of them, so let's get Bowers and Rave on defense. Maxie, we're going to have her run away. She's the only one without a weapon right now, and so I want to keep them as healthy as possible. I really like Blanca handling the melee so much. So let's just try and keep her up. It'll probably result in some infections. Definitely needs some tending to now, but the raccoons are dealt with, so we're not going to worry about them anymore. I think something else that we should add pretty quickly here is some dressers. Now we're talking mood buffs here. Having a dresser with each bedroom will provide quite a bit of a mood boost if they have a dresser in the room for whatever reason. And Blanca is having a medical emergency, so let's just check on her health. She's going to die very quickly. We need our best doctor is Maxie, so let's get Maxie tending to her right away. For some reason, she won't doctor. Let's get her tended to right away because she is going to die. Saved her just in time. It was actually a pretty close call. I don't know why they didn't tend to her. Doctoring is a #1 priority for 4 out of the 5 colonists. Hoping that none of this will develop an infection, but that may be the case. In until she's better, we won't progress on research, but that's not the end of the world. We're kind of just researching whatever comes to mind right now. So, and we will set this cooler to a freezing point. Usually around 1 or 0, the food will freeze and be preserved forever. Probably will want to double stack this wall as soon as I can, and maybe get another cooler in here depending on how well this one or how poor it keeps up. Seems, if you notice down here, the indoors, it is dropping. I don't think it's going to get much lower than 8 degrees. It will, however, preserve the food for 4 to 5 days at that temperature. Oh, Maxie is still trapped in here. That's why she wasn't able to doctor. But yeah, once we can get this stuff preserved for a little bit, see, spoils in 23 days. So that'll do wonders for us when it comes to keeping our food for a bit longer. We can prepare a little bit further ahead of time. But now that we have the freezer built, I think we're just going to try and finish up the dining room, and then we will call this an episode. I think this might be a good time to end it. If you guys are enjoying this content, if you're liking me kind of relearning Rimworld and teaching as I learn, make sure to hit the subscribe button and smash the like button. Let me know that you're enjoying the videos. Give me a comment and just some feedback on if I can change something, if you're enjoying, or anything along those lines. I'm really open to hearing from you guys and what your thoughts are on this series. And so, yeah, I would love to engage with you guys. Let me know how your week was, what you've been up to, what your favorite part of the series has been so far. Anything along those lines, I'd love to hear in the comments down below. And it seems like we are out of wood for the most part. We may just send somebody just outside the base up to the left here to chop down a bunch more trees for us. We are running low on wood, and we're going to need a lot more, and so, especially with those torches, need to keep them fueled for a little bit longer. We do have a bit more consistent power, but with 2 coolers running, we will start to heat that up pretty quickly, and so we're going to need more batteries before we go nuts with the lights. So for now, we're going to keep the torches running and just make sure we have a supply of wood. We should probably look at setting up a growing zone for tree sowing, maybe just down here. We'll grow a bunch of trees, but let's just not allow that for now until we have the trees unblocked, and then we can start to look at it. So the dining room is almost finished. It should probably get some sort of floor. Let's see what our options are here. So sandstone tile would be a good option. We don't have any blocks right now, so we won't be able to make it yet. But let's look at maybe, what are the options that we have? So we have quite a bit of slate, quite a bit of marble, and quite a bit of limestone. And so let's just take a look at the beauty of each tile. Limestone, I think they're all, I know that there is some specifics to the beauty that they give, but so that limestone will give a beauty of 1. We'll check the granite, like a lot of that. It will give a beauty of 1, and marble, it will give a beauty of 1. So it's going to be even spread across the board. So let's just take a look at how much we have of each. We have 86 slate, 22 limestone, and 51 marble. So we will make a slate floor. We're going to have to get somebody crafting those blocks. Probably in the next episode, we will start crafting those blocks and building out some pathways, and then really focusing in on the beauty. We just need to finish up these 2 rooms, and then we will call it. We are getting raided from 2 separate sides here. This is actually a pretty tough raid. Hoping that Kiyoshi here makes her way over to the bug's nest in the morning, and then we just have to deal with these two raiders down here, both with ranged weapons, so it will be good to position our melee maybe along here, and then kind of come at them from the side once we have engaged our shooters with them, and then they'll be distracted and we can get the melee off, and it would probably be pretty beneficial to take that strategy. So we're just going to, they are making their way into our base already as a prep, so we will get colonists ready for an attack and probably engage them sooner rather than later. We will get Slick just to run over to the side here along with Blanca. I know that she's not exactly combat fit yet, but we will just prepare for this. And then we are going to just wait it out until they decide to attack. I don't know why they've decided just to hover in our base. It's rather annoying, but seeing as we have a bit of time here, we will get these guys a little bit better positioned. I think Bowers might be in a good spot where he's at. No, he's not going to engage from there. So let's move him over to here, and he can kind of shoot from this side. That's the hope anyways. Yes. Now that we have these two engaged, actually a very good shot. So let's take Brave off and get these two attacking. Now that, oh, this is bad. I think that everyone will come out of this okay. Let's just check on Rave. Let's get him to self-tend. Slick has 18 hours to survive, and Blanca is perfectly okay. Are we having the other raider come for us? It doesn't seem like it right now. So let's get Slick undrafted. Bowers is in perfect health, so we won't worry too much about him. We'll just get everybody back to rest for now. And now they are beginning their assault. I wonder if... the bugs are going to take care of her, so... not too worried about her. What are her social? Obviously we're not going to be able to get her. she is going to be bug food. But it is a little interesting to see just what she has. Wouldn't help us all that much to have her on board. It would be nice to get an artist in here now that that's the direction we're heading. Or now that we've finished so much of the base tasks that we need to do. And the upside is that we now have 2 more guns, so it's really nice to have. They are revolvers, which aren't the longest range gun, but we're going to be in a pretty good spot, I think. Let's just check on all of their health. Yeah, we're going to survive through this. All our colonists are going to be okay. So that is where we are going to end the episode. In the next episode, we will deal with the War Merchant and start tackling some of the beauty around the base and upping their moods. Because we're doing pretty well. So we're going to start moving towards beautifying and production and getting some luxury items in here. And then maybe look at building some relationships with the 2 tribes locally. But that will be in the future. So thanks so much for watching. If you're this far along, let me know in the comments. Really appreciate the support that I've received on the Rimworld content. And so would love to hear from you guys. What can I change? What needs to be different about this base? I'm still learning, like I said, so there's lots that you guys could teach me, I'm sure. But for now, until next time, I'm at Switz, and we'll catch you in the next episode.